YouTube, Faze back at it again with another video. Today we're going to be making, well, this is going to be a part video of an engine of a plane. Obviously, we're not going to go to the inside detail or anything like that, but the reference looks something like this. We're going to be making in the next couple of days. I mean, this should take me one day, really, but I just want to take time and have it in parts. So this will be the part where I'm going to be doing the nose, so basically the propeller. I think that's what it's called. I have it here. So basically this nose-looking piece with the fan and everything. Yeah, so we're going to start with the part. This is part one of, I think, part 4. Yeah, part 1 out of part 4, and part 4 will be an assembly video where we assemble all the parts we make. So let's get started with the first video. I have all the dimensions on my iPad here. I'm just going to be using these as a reference. So yeah, today the full overview is we're going to be using a lot of tools that we have not covered in this channel. We have not touched anything about curves or some spinal tool, or we've just been doing lines and circles and squares, whatever. So yeah, this is going to be a kind of different video, and also a video we're going to make projects instead of a single item. Yeah, so let's get started. The first thing we need to do is have our units, right? I think we have this in, yeah, perfect. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to start with the top. Yeah, we're gonna start from the top plane where we make 2 planes, connect the 2 planes, and then I'll explain why we're making 2 different planes. So, but let's just continue from now. From the top plane, we're gonna make another plane. I feel like I just said plane 3 times. That's gonna be 60 is the distance between from the top plane to plane 1, and then on top of plane 1 we're gonna make another plane. So plane, all right, and then that distance is 110. Perfect. So you should have plane 1, plane 2, and then obviously the top plane, you can't see it, but it's there. Now we're going to sketch on plane 1. Let's get it. This is the tool I was telling you about. You can make these like squiggly lines, straight lines, but this one you can like stop and then continue, which is a great tool. So boom. Key point right here is make sure these points are vertically aligned with the center point. That's the only thing you really need. So now we just dimension this. This should be 122.70. The length between this and this should be 36.90. Yeah, perfect. Now we're going to be using the same tool. We're just going to add this banana kind of shape, Now we can dimension this is within the inside points. So don't have it like this or like this. Just make sure it's the inside. And that's the distance is 3. You can click off smart dimension and make sure these kind of are like aligned. You can mess with it. That's just what I like to do. Alright, so it should look like this on plane 1. These are the dimensions. We can exit sketch. Now we're going to start sketching on plane 2. So you could, as you notice right now, we're drawing 2 different planes and then we're wafting it together. So yeah, plane 2, sketch, same line. Make sure these are vertical. You can randomly draw. This is, I mean, I guess a shortcut. So let's say these 2 are not symmetrical. So what you can do is hold shift, click these 2 points, and then you should have a relationship side, and you can just make them vertical. Bingo. And now we're gonna start dimensioning these. The distance between the center point to that should be 126.60. Yep. The distance between this and this should be 32.85, and then the distance between, or not the distance, the length should be, oh yeah, okay, 50. Okay, now we got this weird shape. We can obviously unclick from smart dimension and kind of like make it somewhat better, I guess, the curve, because it's just an awkward. Just like what we did on the first line, we're gonna make another. We'll make that banana shape, like I said earlier, and have the dimensions of this 2, and this should be 3. Perfect. So now you should have 2 sketch on 2 different planes, 110 meters away from each other, basically. Millimeters, well, I said meters, sorry. Yeah, so they should looks like this. So now we can exit, and now we're going to be using a different feature we still haven't used on this channel, and this is a 3D sketch, where you can sketch freely from, instead of a plane, you can just, freely, you can 3D sketch on it, which is quite nice. We're going to be using the same tool because we're going to be changing the degrees of how we want them to be, because if you just have a straight plane or a straight propeller, you want it to be aerodynamic enough to make it enough spin, So yeah, make sure you connect these 2 points right here, and then connect the other side, point to point this. So as you can see, obviously it's not a straight line already, but what helps us using this feature or the 3D sketch is we can mess around with it, and I know I'll show you what I mean with we can mess around with it. So now we have completed this. We can hide the planes. We don't really need them, do we? Sorry. Okay. Oh, we're on. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep. We can exit sketch. We can hide the planes. And then what I meant earlier is you can mess around with these. So you can hit spacebar also to change the camera, the point of view. So that's what I'm pressing. I want to look at it from kind of like this angle. Actually, let's see. Maybe I just want to see which angle that I prefer right now. Okay, maybe from this end. Whoa. Okay. No, okay, I see. Perfect. That's kind of what I wanted. Okay, now what I meant is we can make these squiggly lines. See these arrows? You can change the way. Okay, you can change the inner lines to go like that kind of. You can change the degrees basically. So we want we want the inside to be narrow because on fans that's kind of what they look like aerodynamically. You would want them to be like narrow from the inside, and then kind of this should be like outwards. Perfect. You want this to be a little inwards because you want the air to hit this side, you know? Yeah, something like this, it should be good. Obviously, this is not where we print a little 3D print and then trying to test to see like which is, so this is just a concept build, I guess. We're not gonna have a plane flying. But you knew that, Okay, so now we're gonna be using the lofted base. We used this on this channel before where we connect two different planes, just straight up like this. Here is a new thing you can learn. Notice how if we loft this right now, these lines would be empty, these right here. So what you want to do is make sure you click it to the angle you want it to be. Click the squiggly line. Make sure it's sorry. Delete. Make sure you're on guided curves. Sorry. Same thing. Click this line, squiggly line. Check. Boom. You see how it fits. Now you want to do the same thing on the other end. Boom, like this. Now you have this curvy line where the degrees you stopped, it'll be like onto it, you know? So now what you need to do is click perfect, and that's what you get. I say we can just have the whole thing. Let's change the appearance because we're going to be making more pieces later on. So let's have it like this. So perfect. This is kind of a fan we want. Obviously, it doesn't make sense right now. Actually, we don't need to change the material, do we? It's okay. Okay, now we're going to... Damn, I'm not even looking at my dimensions. Okay, I gotta look back here. I don't want to get lost. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the right plane, I believe. Yeah, we're going to go to the right plane, and we're going to be making the nose. That's what I would like to call it. Sorry, what am I doing? Right plane. I'm going to be sketching. So now we're going to make the nose from the right plane. You see the distance between from here to here? That's 60. And that's because we added the first plane. That's 60. If we just did it from the base where it would just be top plane and then plane 1, it would just be on this line. We created that extra plane just to have the distance between here and here. So now we're going to use a straight line, and we're going to make a nose, basically. Doop. Perfect. All right, now we're going to be using another tool we haven't used on this channel, which is a sketch fillet. Just like how we fillet corners with the feature method that's right here, you can do that before you even have it out. So you can have this, select this corner. It should be 30 millimeters. Perfect. And then now you have this like curvy line, which matters because we are making the nose, remember? Perfect. And then now we're going to revolve it using this axis, and boom, it should look 360 degrees. It should look like this. Simple. All right, now you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Should I say it? We're going to make circular pattern. But before we make that, since we're making it on this cone shape or nose, make sure we have an axis, which is on this plane. Select an axis. Perfect. Because we can revolve it around that axis easily. So now we can go to linear patterns, and we're going to make a circular pattern. Obviously, the direction will be on this axis. Easy. Make sure this is equally spaced, and the feature or the face we want to replicate around this is the loft we just made, right? So we're going to make 30 of those. We want it to be like this. Make sure it's equally spaced, and we should be good. Boom, come on, we on. So you noticed the fan, yeah, okay, this is good. You want the fan to be like this, because it's going to be spinning. All right, now on to the next step. We can hide the axis right here, because we don't really need to see it no more. Now we're going to go to the, actually, we're going to go to the right plane. We're going to make a drawing here. We're going to make a line. We're going to make a line from here. You can just have it randomly here, because we're going to dimension it. Just make sure they're vertical lines, and everything should be fine. Vertical line here, and also vertical line over there. Now smart dimension. So from the center point to this line should be, what should it be? Should be 15, and then from point here to point here should be 78, I believe. Yeah, 78. Perfect. All right. Now, again, we're going to be using. We can exit. You can select this sketch. Go to features, curves. We're going to make a split line. Again, this is something we have not used. Make sure you have your projection selected here, and select the face that you want these lines to be revolved on or beyond. So it's going to look like that. You can click here. That automatically kind of hides the line for you because SolidWorks knows what you want. Yeah, so now we got these two lines right here. And the next step would be to make the spiral line. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's literally like this. Yeah, we're going to make these, like, colorful, Wow, I wish I can find more. Oh, spiral maybe? Yes, exactly like that. Not quite like this, but something like this. Yeah. You get the gist. So yep. The way we're gonna do that, we're gonna look at the top plane. Sorry, I need to sit straight, or front plane. Sorry. And on the front plane, we're gonna make a circle, and the dimension for that circle is 76. And click OK. And then now we're gonna go to features, and we're gonna go to curves, and we're gonna go to helix and spiral. All right. So now we change the pitch to 92. We don't want it to reverse. We want the angle to be 180 degrees. And we want the taper to be 11 degrees, 11.4 I would say. And then take away this taper out because we want it to be within the inside the circle, not the outwards. Because it's like going out, you know. 92. Oh, and also this should be 2. Sorry. That's why I need to look at my stuff. 2, correct, yeah. You don't want to reverse directions because what we're doing is we're drawing it on the circle and then transferring it into whatever face we want. So this looks good to me. Let's say space. Oh, sorry. Okay, apparently. Let's have front. And it's okay for this. We don't want this to be centered as the same point as this. It's fine. So click yes. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure this is a. Let's go. Yep. Already on that. Sketch. Convert entities. Make sure you select the slide. Boom. Okay. Cool. Now we're gonna use another. I guess this is a beginner channel, or I guess I just started making videos on YouTube, so we're gonna be using a lot of new tools. So when I see new tools, it's because it's earlier on, not, you know. We're gonna offset entity of this line. So what offset entity does is make that it makes the line twice, basically. Like I guess like this. Not good at explaining, huh? So usually it should show, and this dimension is 5.5. Make sure reverse select because we want to do it that outer. Click correct. Use the line to connect these because that's what we want the spiral to go to, you know. Oh, made a mistake. Yep, just close these 2 lines here, and it should make this. We can hide the spiral, I guess. Okay, hide this, and then now we're gonna use the same split line by selecting this sketch we just did, which is sketch 7, and then put it on. Make sure not the whole, like if you do it from this, it probably will do the whole face. We want it just in between these. So select this, and boom, correct. Now, by double clicking on the outside, it will remove your sketch, or you can manually hide it. This is what we wanted. So now what we should do is just change the colors so we can visually see them a lot better. I don't want to know why this is huge. Just go on the side. Okay, so we want the color of this to be somewhat similar to the fan. We want this is like the background. Notice how like these, you know, these and this, 2 different colors. We're gonna have that, let's have that black. We're gonna have this yellow, or we can make it blue, really. But I like the yellow. I like the yellow. And then make the sharp, the nose. We can make that red because I don't know. It looks like a rocket. Boom. Okay. So we're almost done. Almost done. We gotta change this color. Notice how this is the original color we had. Actually, instead of changing the color, we're gonna make the appearance by selecting a material. Then we're gonna make it. Oh, is there an option for chrome? Yep, there is. We're gonna make it a chrome plate. Boom. Okay, to prepare ourselves for part 2, what we're going to do is sketch on this. We're going to drill a hole. Perfect. Literally no big deal. Nothing happened, guys. So what we just did is we're just going to drill a hole on this. And features, extrude cut, 38, sorry, selected, boom. Ooh. Change the material to chrome again. Perfect. All right, we got the nose done. This is what it should look like. Obviously, we're going to be back again here to make the housing, and there's more to it, but this is just a part 1, and so yeah. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in part 2. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.